I'm Corbett Wall with DB Auction, here with your feeder flash for Wednesday, August the 24th, brought to you in part by Vitalix. Vitalix has multiple options for controlling and repelling the fly population in your herd. I'm going to be finding out more about Vitalix products as I'm going to be attending the big sales meeting in Fort Worth early next week. Going to get to meet a lot more of their sales reps, and they're going to get to meet a lot more of me. I'm going to be doing a presentation for them, but looking forward to that. But get the blue tub. Go to Vitalix.com. Crop tour, and not just any crop tour. The Pro Farmer Midwest crop tour is going on, and it is bullish. The grain markets, guys. Corn and beans up big on Tuesday. And you think, well, what goes on in that crop tour? Well, they've got a western leg and an eastern leg, and they're going out there and they're going in there and estimating the yields on the corn crop. They're just counting pods in the bean crop, but they've got a way they've been doing it. They've been doing it for a lot of years out there, but it's not looking like the crop, once you walk out into it, is as good as it looks from the road, which is sure not very good if you're talking about the western corn belt, because they have been severely dry out in western Nebraska especially, and pretty much all of Nebraska, and it's just not looking all that good out there. But you got to remember that it's mostly farmers on that tour, and farmers don't ever brag about their crop or anybody's crop until after harvest, and then they'll go on and on and all about it. But you ask any farmer what his corn looks like, it doesn't look too good, I don't know, I don't think it's going to be near as good as last year, and you have to wonder if that sways in there at all, because I guarantee you that is the way it goes. But they are saying that the prospects are lower than last year, and even lower than the 3-year average on the western leg. Now you go on the eastern side, and they can't really say that it's not good, because it is good, but they're saying it's inconsistent as you go through the fields, and some places are looking really good and other places not. But of course we had kind of been counting on that eastern corn belt to make up what the western corn belt didn't do. But the early reports out of there are saying that we're not going to have a bumper crop, but I guess we'll see. But it was enough to make our corn and beans go up big on Tuesday. They've got 2 more days of this tour, and I did a lot of Midwest crop touring when I was up in Northwest Missouri, and I don't know if they do it like I did, but with as many people as they've got going, and they've got ag media there and all kinds of people following along, there ain't no telling how much beer it's going to take to finish up that crop tour. But I guess we'll see how it goes from now on. But cattle market, of course, feeder cattle market took a brunt from your higher grains like they always do, and it wasn't terrible, but it was a little more on your back months, not so much on corn in August, because it's got to stay in there tight with your index values. But it was down quite a bit, but it's been up so much that you got to expect it to have a hiccup here and there. Now, live cattle futures were up again, not a lot. And it's been pretty mild, your movements in live cattle, but they were up a little more. And we've already seen the Southern Plains selling higher than last week. And so you know, we're going to have a higher market in our fat cattle this week. We're going to have to, the way these guys are buying these feeder cattle. But feeder cattle sales, for the most part, were still higher again. Our runs are not real big. We're seeing what calves we're seeing this early are kind of hodgepodge type calves, just some plainer offerings, just some cows that you know, were off track, out of sync with the rest of them. Nothing really fancy to sell from. We'll be seeing bigger strings of western calves here coming in the next few weeks, and especially after Labor Day. We still got a few yearlings. They're not the favorite yearlings that everybody wants. Some of them are off grass. Some of them had been on grass and then had some supplemental feeding, but we're still seeing awfully good prices in all your big sale barns around. And of course, I'll give you those quotes here a bit later. Now, the videos, we're seeing late summer videos this week. You know, we talked about Western's big video in Cheyenne last week. Well, this week you had the Bighorn Classic. We talked about it, some of your calf sales on our last visit, but this time we're going to talk about Northern livestock video, and some of the sales that they've had. Now, they started out on Monday with the light calves, and then Tuesday had some yearlings on there. But I'm going to talk about some calves that they sold on Monday off the Two Dot Ranch. 750 head. There was three lots of them, and they took them all at the same price. 750 head of 420-pound Angus steer calves there from Cody, Wyoming, off the Two Dot Ranch. These calves will deliver in October. Not really any big premium programs on them other than just preconditioned shots there. So, but they did bring an awfully big price, and they brought that despite the way that they weighed them. No shrink on the cattle. They're going to bring them in, sort them from their mothers, then sex them, and then weigh them on the ground straight. Those 750 head of steer calves weighing 420 for October bring 274 pound out of Cody, Wyoming. And then on Tuesday, had a yearling lot there off More Livestock, 225 head of yearling steers from Columbus, Montana. They'd be for October delivery, and they had all the bells and whistles. They were all natural, verified, NHTC, GAP 4, just about everything you could do for them, and they looked like they're pretty good shape, pretty good condition there. Of course, we're a long ways from weigh-up day in October, but 225 head of those yearling steers weighed 920 at $193. Big time quotes out of there. Let's talk about your board. I actually wanted to mention, I don't know if you guys saw, but they were talking about being able to, go to Mars. I'm not sure exactly why we need to go to Mars, but they're excited about the prospects of eventually branching away from this planet. I guess we're going to completely ruin this planet with old pickups and cow farts and things like that. We're just having too much rains all at once, and you know how this whole global warming thing is just crazy. Now we're going to branch out to Mars. They did see signs that they thought that they could do some growing of crops on Mars. Now, one of the only ones that really works is alfalfa. So that is a good idea. We can start growing some alfalfa from Mars, and it could give you guys some relief. It's just the freight is going to be a son of a bitch, guys. And I don't know if you guys can get up there and then pick it up out of the field or what we can do, but that is one good thing to look forward to. And then I wanted to tell you guys that we have finally found somebody to fill in times that I can't be able to do the feeder flash. We've been kind of looking for somebody that we could train, and that somebody that had the background to kind of do this for you every day, because I know a lot of you get used to seeing this every day. And we've finally found somebody that we're going to start grooming to fill in the feeder flash. Their name is Corbett Quest Flesner. He was born on Tuesday here, and I was tickled. Quest Flesner is a buddy of mine. He's a good young auctioneer, lives up in northeastern Missouri, selling several sales, been selling at F&T Livestock in Palmyra for quite a while, sells at Green City Livestock sometimes, sells some other sales over in Illinois once in a while, but a really good guy there, and they took a liking to my name and decided to use it. And I told him, I said, well, we'll groom him and see if we can make him as big of a opinionated ass as me, and then he could fill in and start doing the feeder flash. But congratulations to Quest Flesner and his wife Amanda. This is such a special addition to their family, and even more special because just a couple of years ago they had the tragic loss of their first child, Hazel. Talk about your board on Tuesday. August live cattle futures up 40 cents at 141.62. October up 10 cents at 144.60. Your back months were unchanged, up 35 cents. Feeder cattle for August down 50 cents at 180.90. It can't go down a whole lot more than that because that's right in there where your index levels are trading. September down 190 at 182.45, and your back months on feeder cattle all down big from $1.30 to $2.25. Corn was up 26.25 cents, and of course I told you why. settling regular trading at 6.55 1/4. Beans are up 25 3/4 cents at 14.61. Talk about your fat cattle trade, and we did have trade, and I do believe that we're established, at least in the southern plains, and it's going to be higher. I don't know if we're going to narrow the gap. Your northern plains guys are holding back a little more. We've seen a little bit of trade right in there, about steady with where they were last week, but I'm sure there's guys, especially in Nebraska, are going to be asking more for these cattle because the grading has gone down quite a bit, and they are really hungry for those top grading cattle. And of course, you find those up in the northern plains. But talk about your trades confirmed on Tuesday. Of course, Colorado's confidential, and that's just what we're going to call Colorado. Colorado confidential. We don't have enough play over there. We can't get 3 packers to participate in all the feedlots they have there, and so we don't get to see that trade. Iowa, 3,100 head confirmed on Tuesday. Live sales from 147 to 148, and dress sales at 232. Nebraska, only 100 head, and like I said, they've got their heels dig in. They're wanting to get this market up to and into the 150s. Had a few dress sales there at 233 in Nebraska. Kansas sold 4,100 head on Tuesday at 142. So, you know, getting a little bit bigger price there. But what was interesting is they had 4,100 head of pure negotiated sales. Negotiated grid sales just on Tuesday added up to be 6,700. Wow. Negotiated grid sales. Now, those are the ones that I told you that the packers are going to use to get around this Cattle Price Discovery and Transparency Act if we get it passed. But that's supposed to be a negotiating on the base price and then the grid. And how much negotiation you think was going on Tuesday there, whenever we really hadn't established our market yet for the cash market. But 2,500 head more negotiated grid on Tuesday than pure negotiated cash. Texas, 5,800 head confirmed on Tuesday, which is a bunch for them. 138 to 142.5 was the spread, but mostly 142. Your biggest fat cattle sale up in Yankton, South Dakota at Stockman's Livestock, and Gary Marks gives me the quotes out of there, and I do appreciate it. The conventional cattle there bring from 143 to 148.75. Now that would be firm to a buck higher. Now, it didn't have any completely drug-free cattle, or just a few, not enough to test the market, but the non-implanted cattle sell at a big premium from 151.5 to 160.5 up in the northern plains of Yankton, South Dakota through a brick-and-mortar fat cattle auction. Those non-implanted cattle sold $3.50 to $4 higher, and he told me at least one major was getting pretty darn aggressive in that sale. They're needing cattle, guys. Box beef cutout values were mixed on Tuesday. Choice cuts down 172 at 262.80. Selects up 44 cents at 238.80. Your slaughter running ahead of schedule for last week and a year ago at 251,000 so far this week, just through the first 2 days. 4,000 more than last week, 14,000 more than the same week a year ago. Talk about what else is going on. Pike Feeds. If you're in Missouri or Illinois, they cover those entire areas there, and it is a family-owned and operated business for over 30 years. They've got nutrition counseling there available if you're interested in doing that, but it is a do-all meal, absolutely anything that you could need as far as getting commodity feeds. They can help you out. Check out Pike Feeds. Talk about your feeder cattle market. Your real-time index on DB auction late in the day on Tuesday sitting at 181.04, down 67 cents. And like I said, we've got a little hiccup here. It's not going to be all easy, but don't be thinking that your market's going to go back down now. We are in a driving up market and probably will be here for the foreseeable future, I imagine, unless the wheel comes off and we get some kind of a black swan event. We're going to get higher for the next 2 to 3 years. Talking about your big sales on Tuesday, Ozarks Regional Stockyard, West Plains, Missouri had 2,400 head in-house, another 350 head on their in-house video. that they do with help from DV Auction. The market was higher, steady to $4 higher, and just kind of a hodgepodge run, kind of like I was talking about earlier. Not hardly any big strings, not the fanciest of calves, but just sales of cattle coming in. The peewee cattle weighing under 4.5, selling $15 to $20 higher. How about Denny Rezac Livestock Commission, and that'll be your Zoetis stick-out sale of the day. There in St. Mary's, Kansas at Rezac Livestock Commission. Had 2,000 head, but it was pretty well tested there. You look at this automated market report out of St. Mary's, you see 520 head of 7-weight steers, average 724 with a weighted average price of $190.02. Wow. 793 head of your 8-weight steers at Rezac Livestock averaged $848 with a weighted average price of $183.23. Extreme stick-out sale there in St. Mary's was 126 head, 716-pound steers, St. Mary's, Kansas, $207.75. Wow. How about Fredonia Livestock in Fredonia, Kansas? Buddy Brad Hahn has a really good sale there. Had a really good sale through the ring. They have an in-house video from time to time when they get some big strings lined up. Had a big string, that's a couple big strings there on Tuesday, including 6 loads or 420 head of them. They can be sorted from 460, so that makes it even better. But 6 loads of 750-pound spayed heifers, and they for immediate delivery coming out of Fall River, Kansas there. But 6 loads weighed 750 at $178.35. Talk about a couple individual quotes. Atkinson Livestock Market, your old reliable up on there on the Golden Road there, Yellow Brick Road. Atkinson Livestock Market has 61 head, 980-pound steers at $183.75. But the best quote that I saw anywhere on Tuesday in your Macrocin, no BS, top quote for the day was 67 steer calves weighed 490 in Imperial, Nebraska at 250.5. That's your feeder flash for Wednesday.